Welcome to Cooking with Jimmy. Today we're going to be making sushi rice, and later on in part 2 of this video we'll be making the sushi rolls. First we're going to come over here and we're going to start off with our ingredients. So your sushi rice needs to be short grain rice, very important. You're going to have about 1.5 cups of water, tablespoon of salt, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. Alright, so here's the part where we got to wash the rice. So you're going to take your rice, you want to throw it in your strainer, put every little piece in there that you can get. Go ahead. Alright. Washing it is the most critical part. So I'm going to do this, I'd say about 6 times, washing it thoroughly. Alright, there it is. Cut it off for a second. There it goes. Strain it on out, get that water out. Then you're going to repeat the process. This time I'm going to use a straight strain. A lot of people wonder why their rice doesn't come out either sticky or not sticky at all. It just depends on how much you're cleaning it. There you go. And don't be aggressive with your rice, because what happens when you're too aggressive and you're cleaning it, you're going to break the rice off, and that releases starches. And what happens with the starch when it's released is going to be overly sticky. You don't want that. So just keep on going through this process. Clean it a few times. There we go. Let it go through. And do it again. Alright. Now I'm going to swish it. You can look at it now and see how much more clear it is. Once the water is very clear, that's how you know your rice is done. Alright. Alright. There it goes. And one last time. There we go. Just a little bit. Okay, good. Good to go. Now that your rice is nice and washed off, we're just going to leave it here, and it's going to sit for about 5 to 10 minutes till it's completely dry. Has to be completely dry. Alright, so now that our rice has been dried for about 10 minutes, it's ready to rock and roll. So we're going to go ahead and put it in our pan first. Very important that you let it sit for 10 minutes and let it dry, because if you don't, you'll have an issue later. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and add the water. And it's important that you get to see this process. Alright, so you don't want to cover it completely, but you want to level it out. So the way you can do that is just by stirring it up a little bit. Alright, and then you can see it. And then you're just going to let it sit there until it comes to a boil. So it's going to take about 10 minutes, and once it comes to a boil, I'll go ahead and cover it, and then we'll just let it simmer. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes. The rice has already gone through the 10-minute process. We're going to go ahead and cover it now. And as we cover it, we're also going to put it on a low-medium heat, a medium-low. We're just going to let it sit there for an additional 10 minutes, and we'll come back to it. Alright, so it's been about 9 minutes. We're going to go ahead and make our sauce before we take the top off of the rice. So we'll just go ahead and start adding everything to it. We'll start off with the rice vinegar. Alright. And then we're going to throw our sugar in there. Remember, in the description, I will go ahead and I will leave the whole recipe. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. Get everything on in there. So I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to throw it over here on the fire. So reason being is so that everything dissolves correctly. So we'll put it up to about a medium heat. Okay, so just let that sit there. I'll come back to it in about 2 minutes and it'll be ready. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the top off of the rice so that way you can see that as well. And let's see what we're looking like. Oh yeah, that's how you want your rice to look. So that is ready, that is done. Alright, so now that we have been letting the rice sit, it's done. You can see that everything has been properly dissolved. Alright, so first we're going to go ahead and bring the rice on over. Alright, there's your rice. Alright, so everything has been cooked off. The rice is ready to go. It's been sitting for about 10-15 minutes. We have dissolved our rice vinegar with the sugar and the salt. So I like to coat the pan or whatever I'm using so that way it's damp so the rice doesn't stick to it. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and pour the rice on. And I'm going to show you how to make it sticky. Say that's about good. Alright, so we're going to spread it around. That's the point. And don't be aggressive with it because then you're going to go ahead and break the rice down. So it's been sitting like I said, which is great. And it's spread out evenly. There we go. That looks great. Okay. Now, this is the important part. Very important that you do this step. Everything that has been dissolved, now you're going to fan it. So you want it to come off the spoon. There you go, just a little bit. There we go. We're working with it. Boom. And then you just do a little fanning, just like that. Get every little piece of rice. That's important. Alright, then we're going to come back in about 5 minutes and we'll be good. Alright, so we've been letting it sit for about 10 minutes with all the rice vinegar and everything absorbing in there to make it sticky. So let's look and see what we got, guys. Alright, let's take a little piece out here. Oh yeah, just look at that. Look how sticky that is already. That's going to be perfect for sushi right there. Oh yeah. Alright. So there you have it. That's your sticky rice.